Hey guys, welcome back to another Rogue One set review. So today I have the Rebel U-Wing. It is set 75155. It costs £70 and it includes 5 minifigures. Rebel Trooper, Biston, Cassian Andor, a U-Wing pilot, and Jyn Erso. So I'm very excited to open this set. I got this with the TIE Striker and it's just very awesome looking. Especially, I really love the design of this set. I know a lot of people have not been the biggest fans of this set, but I'm personally a huge fan of it. I really like it, and I can't wait to open it. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. Just slice that tape that Lego uses. Also, I've got to say I really do like the box art with the Death Troopers. I do kind of wish I'd bought the Krennic Shuttle, but I prefer the TIE Strike. I mean, I can only afford the TIE Strike, what am I saying? So yeah. So first we have our instructions. I like the fact they've sealed it up and it's in a really nice condition. I really like the way that Lego keeps these instructions in such good condition. So we have bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4 and 5. So I'm a little disappointed again. Very small amount of bags, honestly. The TIE Striker only had 5 bags and that cost £10 less and it had about 200 less pieces. So I'm a little confused. But anyway, this set looks great. I can't wait to build it. So I'm going to do that now and then I'm going to review the full set for you. So the first minifigure we have is Biston. Now, I'm not really sure what his species is, but I'm just going to call him a space monkey because that's pretty much what he is. I think he's the most awesome of the set. So he comes with the new silver grey blaster. I really like this. Wish Lego put them in battle packs. And he's got a sort of olive green colour to his armour and some really nice torso printing, and I think it works quite well with the leg printing to the torso printing, though Lego still has the little problem with this little gap here where the torso printing flows into the leg printing. Now if we turn him around, we've got a nice back printing, and just pop his head back on. Oops. You get a nice rear view. So what I really like though is how the green at the back of his head flows into the torso colour. I just really like the head mould and I like the design of the figure. It's very well done by Lego. Kudos to you. So let's move on. So here we have the Rebel Trooper. So he does have a new head mould. Helmet mould, I mean. So if I just take that off, we can get a better look at things. So I really like the printed legs. It does continue the olive green sort of colour scheme for these figures, and I think that really would work out in the sort of Scarif jungle battle sort of scenes that we're going to get in the film, and also in the Battlefront DLC if you like that game still. So I really like the leg printing. It's very practical, very militaristic, which is something that I really like that Disney's really going into. And I think it looks really good on the front and also on the back. So it does kind of remind me of the Endor Troopers a little, but not too much. Then it's got a nice print here. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, but that's the other side there. So to be honest, it kind of looks like an adapted version of said Rebel Trooper from the Battle of Endor, with a slightly different variation on the helmet and colours on the torso, but it still looks very good. And got the grey blaster as well, which I also really like. Moving on to the pilot, which in my opinion looks awesome, absolutely awesome. This is the first time we've ever had a blue jumpsuited pilot minifigure, and I think it's got some really nice printing going on there. Just so you can see, I'll take off the blaster. There you go. And it's pretty much the same as the X-Wing pilot in terms of printing just in a different color scheme, which really, like, it makes a lot of difference, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. Same printed head that we have as Dak. I mean, the same as Dak, who was included in the Snowspeeder back in 2014, I believe. So there's the back view of Also's head, and back view with the helmet on. Right, so going back to the front, also he does have the new gloves, so another great minifigure. I really like this figure. Not my favourite of the set, and that's not to say it's bad, it's really good. It's just my favourite would probably have to be either Jin or Cassian. So yeah, moving on. So now we have one of my favourite minifigures of the set. This is Cassian Andor. I really love the Cassian minifigure. He's very detailed. I love the sort of printing on it. It's a shame it's not dual molded, but it does really look really nice when that sort of bluish grey, not bluish grey, dark blue colour sort of flows into that orangey colour, and it looks really nice. I really like the printing on the figure's face as well. That's pretty good. The hairpiece, honestly, it does fit the figure. It does fit the character. It's just nothing particularly new that we've seen, but I do kind of like the new print we've got for the figure. And for many custom minifigure makers and other people, this is really good for whatever you want to use it as, really. It's just quite a good idea in my opinion. I mean, not idea, quite a good print. Very unique. And of course he still has the grey blaster, so I'm really enjoying getting more and more of these, because originally I only had two from, one was from the Resistance Transport and then another was from some other set, but now I'm building up more, which is pretty cool. So okay, please include in the basket. Now you have the star of the set. This is of course Jin Erso, or I believe it is Lieutenant Jin Erso. It just says Jin on the box, but I think it's called Lieutenant anyway. But this is a very unique minifigure. So you've got the new helmet. So this has got hair print like moulded on with some printing for the colour, and then I really like the headset as well. That's quite unique inclusion. But the truth is you can't really see much, but you do get this baton that we've seen her use in the trailers. Oops. So there is the baton. Kind of reminds me of the First Order Riot Trooper baton. And she has got the same silver blaster pistol that we saw Rey with in the Millennium Falcon. So another great coloured blaster, which is something that LEGO's finally started doing. So she's got a weird cape thing, I'm not sure why, but anyway. So this is Jin underneath, and there's the back printing. So my only issue is this bit here is very, very loose, but it looks absolutely amazing. The inclusion of all the extra parts does make the figure rather bulky, but I'm not really going to complain. It still looks absolutely amazing. So this is the sort of cape piece, and it comes with a bag. Right, so let's move on to the set. So now we're looking at the U-wing itself. So as you can tell, this is a very big ship. It is enormous. I really like it. It's absolutely brilliant in my opinion. So it's got a few sticker detailing, which I may have done quite badly, but let's get into the key functions. So one of the main functions is the pilot's area. It's quite difficult to really open. You have to kind of pull it out a bit, which is kind of awkward to get the pilot in and out. So what LEGO did was they included this cool little function. So you see these bits here, just push them forward and it opens up the cockpit for you. And then you can just take your pilot and sit him in there. You do have, problem is you do kind of have to lean him back, you can't have him sitting up. And you've got your pilot in there. So that's one of the features, just one. And also if we look over here, it's incredibly well integrated into the actual rear design, and I really like how LEGO has integrated all these functions. Now moving over here, this is absolutely amazing, we have the spring-loaded shooters. So as you can see, they are here and here, but the way Lego's done it is it's barely noticeable that it's actually there, just slight bumps here and here. And honestly, I didn't think I wasn't sure how Lego was going to be able to pull off the design of having these in here, but the way they did it was truly amazing. And the actual, it looks so nice, so well integrated. I can't fault Lego for it. Now, all you have to do is press down and it fires them both, and when they're both pressed down, you can barely notice there's anything there. So yeah, it's pretty simple to load them back in. Let me just reach off cam to get them, and you just get your spring loader, you pop it in there, load it, and it pops back up like that. Moving on to the wings now. Now the wings are kind of the main function of the set itself. So if we turn the ship this way, you can see the wings point quite far forward, but in flight mode, what you do is you simply pop them out the ball joints that they're attached to, and they basically fold back and attach to ball joints at the back, and the wingspan of this thing goes literally skyrockets. As you can see, it's absolutely enormous with the wingspan, and it's just a very big ship, like expanded all the way out here. It's just so big. Honestly, I'm very impressed with this. So let's take a look at a few more of the details now. So here's just a few of the details. So as you can tell, these each wing is slightly different in design. So just moving along, you can see the engines have stickers on them, which is pretty nice. And then they've got orange tips at the end. So you've got 4 engines. So one thing I like about this is also you can store it really easily on a shelf by just placing it so the engines are facing down, and it balances really well. So that's just a nice thing. Now, as you can see, you've also got some detailing inside the engines, a lot like the X-Wings will do, and they've got a plate there just to cover up some nasty Technic stuff. A few stickers on the doors, which I'll get into in a second. So here we have the main troop bay, which is quite a big function of this set, and in the Rogue One trailers you will have seen it where they're shooting down an AT-ACT with one of the guns in this little troop bay. So this is the sticker detailing on the outside of the troop bay, but all you do is simply pull on this. It's kind of a bit difficult with one hand, but you pull on it and it kind of slides out. So it is very similar to the design of the Republic gunship. So then we pull it out, we've got our little stud shooter, so just press down on it and it fires off the stud. I kind of pulled that off there, but anyway. So inside you do have actually quite a bit more storage than you'd think. So there is a gun on each side, but you can fit all 4 of your minifigures into this troop bay. So I'm just gonna get Biston, and I'm gonna just do this off cam, so I'll be back in a second. So as you can see, I have actually managed to get all 4 minifigures into there. So the truth is that you are actually kind of gonna have to pull the door off a little. So if you've got this set, you'll know how. So because basically each door has hinges there and there, so you just pull down that hinge out of place. I'm not going to do it now, but you pull it down and then you get a lot more access, because the truth is it's quite difficult to get minifigures in there with the doors and the normal hinges. But when you do that, you can actually fit all 4 minifigures in there. So if I just grab that door, which will move eventually, and then pop it over, as you can see, all 4 minifigures are in there, which is really, really nice. So I really like the troop bay design, and I think it's a very nice vehicle as a whole to have, because the truth is the Rebels don't actually have their own gunship of sorts. Like the clones have it, the droids have it, the First Order has it, the Resistance has it, the Empire has it, but now the Rebels have it, and it's just very cool. And for any kids who have just like maybe Shuttle Tidarium, Now they're going to have a lot more fun because then they can have the rebels landing on the ground, the Empire landing on the ground. It's just going to be great fun for any kid playing with this. And also for those mock builders out there, it's also quite a cool design of a vehicle, and quite a cool vehicle to use in mocks in a sort of battle scene between the rebels and the Empire. So now the final sort of design element is, I don't know whether you guys have noticed this, but it's this glass canopy here. So here's the final design element, and it's this glass canopy right here. So as you can see, you can actually look through this canopy into the cockpit. So those hands there are the pilots. So you've also got some stickers poorly applied by me, but I really like this design. So it just really reminds you of the Second World War, like bombers, so you could actually look down at the ground. But this time it's a troop carrier, and it's like checking out the landing zone so they can actually see whether it's safe to drop the troops in. And I really love this design element. And any kid who has this will really be able to get that extra bit of enjoyment out of it, I think, because it's just so cool. So that kind of wraps up all the various details of the set. So now let's go to the final thoughts. Right, guys, so before going to the final thoughts, I want to talk about my favourite part of the set. And this is going to sound really weird, because it is weird. And that's my favourite part of the set is the instruction booklet. I just love this square binding. It's just, the moment I took it out, it just felt so nice. I love the instruction booklet so much. And also, if I open it up, you've got some really cool posters inside. So, let's see if we can get it all in. So you've got Krennic's shuttle, a bunch of rebels going. It's a really nice animated like image of the set, and then you've got your full minifigure like layout, and then the entire Rogue One set wave. Still waiting to get that and Krennic's shuttle. But anyway, those are going to be coming soon, hopefully, when I buy them or during Christmas time. So yeah, my final thoughts on this set. So, the truth is, it doesn't get your 10p, 10 cent per piece mark at all. And that's a letdown. But the truth is that despite this, the biggest problem with Lego sets these days is, yeah, they meet that. They've got a lot of pieces, but they're all getting smaller. And this is an exception. The Rogue One set wave as a whole is an exception to that rule. This set is absolutely enormous. It's taller than 2 First Order TIE Fighters stacked on top of each other. And I know because I've tried it out. The way I keep it up on the shelf is it's standing right in front of the 2 stacked First Order TIE Fighters and the Inquisitor's TIE Fighter. And this is an enormous ship. It really is. And you know what? You get 5 amazing, unique minifigures this set. Got a nice, really awesome pilot. The main character of the film, Cassian, Biston, a new alien species, and an awesome rebel trooper. I love everything about this set. Honestly, I can't fault it for anything other than that 10p per piece price mark. And even then, it doesn't really, it's not really comparable because the size just outweighs it so much. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how I would rate the set, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, I would rate this a 9.5. I will take off a 0.5 for 2 reasons. So the first reason is obviously the 10 cent per piece, 10p per piece. Also stickers. Honestly, stickers just annoy me. I kind of wish we got maybe 1 or 2 printed pieces. It really would have cut down the number of stickers I had to put on the set. But other than that, a lot like the vehicle I've seen in the trailers, looks really good. I love everything about this. They've really included a lot of functions which on a normal set would look bad and out of place, but they've really nailed it. So kudos to Lego. This is one of the best sets I've seen coming from you in a long time, and that's after the 2016 Summer Wave, which was the biggest joke I've ever seen. So yeah, I'm very proud of this set. Well done, Lego. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to check out the whole video where I got the set, please go and check out in the description. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.